Hello, Shaker Heights Varsity lacrosse fans, and welcome in here to the Don Shula Stadium at the John Carroll University campus, where your Shaker Heights Red Raiders will be taking on the Polar Bears of Jackson High School for your first round game between the two squads. The Red Raiders out here in their all-white look, red helmets, however, and if you look over at the Red Raider posts, you're going to be seeing right within them Ryan Lenahan. He's in the long pants, as we've seen all way through the season. But the Red Raiders start things off and taking over possession here at the midfield line. Eventually, it's going to be Shaker Heights as Miles Shelton, the batted away. And the Polar Bears trying to scoop it up themselves right now. A whole lot of chaos as we'll go back to the midfield stripe. And eventually taking over will be the men in purple. This one going to bounce all the way back over to their goalie today. And that's Cooper Dean, your sophomore goalie today for Jackson. We saw here we're already getting a flag thrown by one of the referees. Shaker Heights going to scoop it up, but we're going to get this one whistled. It was Jaden Wilkerson to go ahead and grab it. But yeah, already getting awarded possession here are the Polar Bears. The Polar Bears, again, in their all purple look. Purple and gold accents, as per usual for Jackson. Shaker Heights beat them in one of their very first games of the season. 6-5 was their final there just about 2 months ago. On March 21st, Shaker Heights took the victory 6-5. But here the Polar Bears looking to try and get that upset victory back here today. Entering in to this postseason as Jackson goes around the net of Ryan Lenahan and get out of his circle for a moment. But Jackson definitely in control of this one. And now eventually we'll get a shot all the way through, and it'll go way out of bounds. Off behind the end zone of the football field. Shaker Heights football played here earlier this season. Benedictine School now has this as their home field for their Friday night games. They hosted Shaker this year, in which Shaker Heights lost by a sizable margin. But here, Lacrosse, as Shaker Heights, their men's lacrosse team, this one will roll right into the Red Raider bench players out there on the far side of this field. Not many people in the stands, specifically not too many for Shaker Heights. We're seeing a lot of guys in purple out here right now. Controlling it here is Welsh. Welsh will hang on. The junior jogs his way back to the 30-yard line of the football field and drops it off. And right now, Shaker needs to set up themselves. They're coming off of a big-time regular season victory against Hoover. 10-8 was your final. It was a big upset victory there. Hoover actually winning the number 1 seed of this OHSAA tournament, in which actually Hoover beat Jackson 17-1. So Shaker knows that this is a team, well, they've already beaten them, and they definitely know that they can once again. Here, we'll go all the way to the far side. Right now, Shaker Heights struggling to find a way in. And we will go back out to Welsh. Welsh back out. And now we go behind the net here. There for a moment, it was with Kelly. Kelly trying to creep his way in for the shot. He can't find it yet. We'll go all the way back. About 20 yards out from Cooper Dean's posts. Shaker playing a little bit of keep away, and right now you can see the Polar Bears pushing him further and further back, but maybe that can just give Shaker the opening that they need. Nothing just yet. Here's number 14, Cole, a sophomore, as we see him on the hockey team. A lot of hockey players carry over from that varsity sport to this one. Cole Richard, no different, but the difference mainly being is that instead he's out on more of the attack than he is on defense. Right here, booking it all the way down the field is number 37. Number 37, Stanley, drops it off behind the net. The Polar Bears control. Right in front of the end zone of the football field. Now we go back out. Again, 35 yards. We'll get a substitution real quick here. The Polar Bears still in control as they got their new attacker out there. As the midfield all the way up within the 30-yard line. This one going to be tossed aside, and eventually it'll roll on out of bounds. Referee gives possession back over to your team in full white home uniforms. Again, this is their host game, but here we are at John Carroll. Regardless of who were to win that next game against Medina and St. Ed's, if Shaker wins here, we will be seeing you back here at 7 o'clock. Just maybe we won't be on the commentary, but regardless, the game would be here. If the game's on Friday, we will be here with you. If the game's on Thursday, then that's not the case. Right now, the Polar Bears have it back. And right here, number 8 almost trips up Nathan Kuntz, looking for it, and Kuntz sends it up and along the near sideline, sending it in. Jackson looking for that first quality shot. Their first one was from about 25 yards out, maybe 30. Just went too far awry and off to the right side. Lenahan wasn't really troubled by that one. And if it had gone on net, Lenahan's bigger body would have had it covered up. Lenahan, one of the bigger goaltenders here in Northeast Ohio, actually getting first team all-region. A lot of other guys in that region were St. Ignatius players, but we got a couple of Shaker guys, but Lenahan being the one first team guy. And here this shot, not going to sneak through the 5-hole, just squeeze the legs together and found it within the 5-hole. Now he'll wait up and launch this one away. Shaker Heights, a team that would love to get ahead early. Whenever they seem to get ahead early, they just seem to do better. I mean, I guess you can say that for anybody, but getting that first goal seems to be huge here in their game, especially after a game like last against Hoover. One of the best teams, state favorites, that Shaker Heights just came out and beat. They would love to continue that streak of momentum, as here trying to shove off his number 5, Hardy Welsh, trying to get that stick away. Right now, back over to the near side, and now to Kelly. Kelly had to extend to make sure he kept that one in front. And now on the shorter stick, he'll deliver it back over to the midfielder. Number 14 struggling to keep it with him. Cole Richard eventually, with backup, gets his help. Cole Richard, one of those young midfielders that we're talking about here, a wide open shot, but this one goes wide off to the right, and it'll fly all the way out of bounds. 5:41 left to go here in this first quarter. 0-0 still your score between the Red Raiders and the Polar Bears of Jackson. Now, with the way OHSAA works, you kind of get to pick and choose where you end up on the bracket. Jackson chose to be here, playing against Shaker Heights. They found that this was one of their easier ways to get there all the way through the tournament. But Shaker Heights, again, a team that's beaten them already and a team that's coming off of a hard Hoover victory. They're looking to show it to them early. And right now, Kelly into the near side corner. Delivers it back off to Welsh. Welsh up above. Joey Moore delivers it to the far side. Joey Moore hanging up top. Had 5 goals in that game against Hoover. That was half of your goals, of course, in a 10-8 final. But this pass going to go all the way out of bounds, closer to midfield, just about 10 yards out at the 40-yard line of the football field. And now the midfielders jog all the way back deeper into their defensive positions. And here the goaltender, Dean, holds on for an extra moment, and looks like he's just going to jog this one all the way out 30 yards from his net. And now the Polar Bears control. Back up top. The Tankers stay put past the 50-yard line. Polar Bears would love a goal of their own. Again, actually, I believe they've had a losing record throughout the season. They would love an upset early on to just give them that momentum. And again, Medina and St. Ed's are not easy teams to face, but of course, if you can beat Shaker, you can beat anybody. And this one sneaks through the shoulder of Ryan Lenahan's right shoulder, and the Polar Bears are off to an early lead with 4:06 to go. Here in this first quarter, the Polar Bears are up 1-0. So Shaker Heights already in a little bit of a spot where they're going to have to protect and also try to balance it out with an attack of their own. Right now, the Polar Bears have their 1 goal scorer, Brady Freeze, a junior midfielder. And we go back to the center circle for this next faceoff. Battling it, kicking it away there are the Red Raiders, who got it on their attacking half of midfield, but the Polar Bears take it over once again. Here, booking it down to Stanley. Stanley delivers it back. Deeper into the territory, behind the net of Ryan Lenahan, now fully behind the net of Ryan Lenahan, fully 360 as it goes all the way around into the opposite side of the field. Back up top, 25 yards out from that net. We're going to get another substitution. They get another Polar Bear out there. 1-0. The Polar Bears lead it. And here, this one blocked for a second by number 47, Andy Benincasa, who batted it away, but the Polar Bears able to get back to it. Benincasa, one of your big defenders, that Shaker needs to have come up clutch once again. And right here, this one thrown back behind him. Shaker cannot let another goal slip through. 2-0 is not where they want to be early in this game. This pass almost got out of the reach of the Polar Bear number 60. Jackson Davis, the sophomore, able to stick with it here on the near side. And now here, Jackson once again looking for another opening. It's back with Davis. Davis back up. 20 yards out. Too many Red Raiders right in his way. Here we throw it back behind the net of Lenahan. Lenahan hugs that far side post as one of those guys. One of those Polar Bears comes up close, but still no shot. Benincasa trying to bat it out of his stick. But again, all around the world we go as Jackson's still keeping it away. And here they're just going to go for the pass right up next to Lenahan's center circle, or I suppose own half circle. And Jackson still controls it. Right now, Shaker's defense pressuring a lot less. They've been forced in while on the attack. They've been more so forced out, and this pass is going to go awry. All the way to the track lanes here at the Don Shula Stadium. And so with 2 minutes left to go in this first quarter, it's still 1-0 Polar Bears. But the Red Raiders with an opportunity to go on the attack. Benincasa has it to the near sideline. Looking for Lenahan. Lenahan hangs on. Lenahan delivers it back up top over the head of the attacker, number 1, Brady Freeze, the 1-goal scorer so far for the Polar Bears. Here, Benincasa jukes out a man, but Geisinger sticks with him for now, and he'll deliver it to one of his midfielders. Cole Richard hanging on for the moment. Right now, Shaker Heights as a whole just need to put more pressure on. With now 75 seconds left in this first quarter, they'd love a goal. Here, working his way in for the shot. And he scores it. It was number 26, Andrew Mullins. Beauty of a shot. That was all Andrew Mullins. And the Red Raiders tie this thing up with 1:08 to go here in this first quarter. Beauty of a shot out of Mullins. And that's just exactly what the Red Raiders needed there. Someone needed to step up, and eventually it was Andrew Mullins, the sophomore midfield guy. That's exactly what was needed. And he wasn't taking no for an answer. I mean, he's forced his way right in there, took that shot. And again, as we were saying, Shaker Heights in these early minutes, they were getting forced out of attack position, but it was Mullins who just forced his way right back in. Right there. So the Red Raiders, now we're back to even between the Polar Bears and the Red Raiders. And we're getting a couple of substitutions out for Jackson. Polar Bears, typically not your team name that you see out here in Northeast Ohio. We're not seeing too many Polar Bears. Granted, when's the last time you saw a Red Raider? But again, just not typically your name. This one trying to get back is Benincasa. Let it roll all the way out. So Shaker gets possession back. Just under 30 seconds to go here. Shaker needs to put something together and quick. And here it's with Andrew Mullins. Mullins booking it all the way down. 10 yards from midfield. Shaker with 20 seconds to get something before the end of this quarter. Back out Welsh. 15 seconds here in the quarter. And right now they're playing more keep away. They got to go on the attack here. It's Andrew Mullins. Mullins back up top. Just under 10 seconds here. Mullins looking for the shot. He'll take it. And a good save out of Cooper Dean. And he'll launch this one away as this one concludes on the first quarter. 1-1 is your score. First goal being scored by Brady Freeze. What a good name for a high school athlete. I mean, come on, Brady Freeze getting that first goal out there for the Polar Bears. The Red Raiders putting up one themselves off of the stick of Andrew Mullins. We step aside for just a couple moments as both teams talk things over. We'll be right back with you. Vaughn Ullum on the call. 1-1 is your score after the first quarter. Just about 5 seconds left in the quarter break. In this one, the Red Raiders right now in a tied affair between them and the Polar Bears of Jackson High School out there in Massillon. The Red Raiders 4-seeded, while the Polar Bears find themselves in the 8th spot. 1-1 your score as we go into the second quarter of 12 minutes, and Jackson takes this one over and start booking it over to Lenahan's side. Both goaltenders flip, so now it's going to be Shaker attacking from the left side over to the right and vice versa for the Polar Bears. This one out of the reach of their midfielder. Can Shaker Heights rebound and get it back? They're looking for a good attack here, and Shaker Heights here with Welsh runs into the goalie. And this one goes all the way back behind the net, and right now the Polar Bears hang on to it, but this one intercepted by the Red Raiders. Will Huff has it, and he'll deliver it all the way back. Andrew Mullins, your 1-goal score for the Red Raiders right now, hangs on to it as we get a little bit of a substitution. Coming out here was Gus Gray, but coming in for the Red Raiders was Cole Richard. Midfielder for midfielder. I suppose actually man on defense into a midfielder. Joey Moore comes out now as well. Max Kelly hangs on behind the net, delivers it back up. Right now, Shaker Heights again beat him 2 months ago, 6-5. But a lot has changed since then. And Shaker Heights has been beating the #1 seeded Hoover. They've been just dominating the GCC. And right here, working his way in, was Shaker Heights' Andrew Mullins. And it looks like we're going to get a flag thrown as Mullen went down on that shot. So we'll see how this rules. Two referees talking to each other between the hash marks. Regardless, Shaker Heights will hang on to possession. 1-1 your score, 10:40 to go till half. Looks like rain is pouring down very lightly, I believe. At least, I'd imagine so. All the umbrellas are out for everybody. Hoods are up, hats are on. But Shaker Heights in control. Joey Moore has it, sends it back. And now Joey Moore faked a shot, delivered it right back up top. Shaker Heights can't be pressured out like they were in that first quarter a lot of the time. The defense of the Polar Bears, the guys in the all-purple look here today, were pressuring them outside instead of Shaker working their way in. It was all Andrew Mullins on that one goal. He did it all himself. He said, I'm not getting pushed back. I'm going for the goal. And he did just that. Right now here, Mullins sends this one up, and a rebound chance there. Taken in by number 5, Hardy Welch, and the Red Raiders are back on the board. From down 1, they're now up 1, and they lead it 2-1. 10 minutes left to go until halftime, and that was a good, big-time goal out of the Red Raiders' number 5, Hardy Welch, on the attack. And that's exactly what Shaker Heights needed there. Again, falling down 1 early on in the game can always take a little bit of momentum out Shaker Heights. However, here's done a good job of putting them right back in the driver's seat. And right now, hopefully, they can stay there all the way and hopefully cruise in to a win. Right now here off the face-off, going for it was number 34, Andrew Rude. Couldn't keep it all the way, and eventually he'll get subbed off. This pass along the near side hash marks, and now all the way it's kicked away. And we'll see who scoops this one up, trying to go for it. We're the Red Raider defenseman, and now tripping up is Brady Freeze. And the Red Raiders are going to get it back here on their own side. Miles Shelton Waits sends this one up, one of those second-team guys here in the all-region team. And right now, cruising his way up is number 24, Gavin Ursepke. Both Ursepkes on the team this year, Dylan Ursepke and Gavin Ursepke. Gavin Ursepke, however, right now out on the field. Joey Moore returning on as the Red Raiders are going back on the attack, looking to put themselves into the first multi-goal lead of this one. And right now here working his way in is Mullins, and once again, scoring Andrew Mullins all the way from out wide. He works his way in, and that's his second goal of the night, and the Red Raiders put themselves up by 2. It's 3-1. 8:54 left to go in this second quarter. Beautiful work out of the sophomore, Andrew Mullins. Sophomore making his name known out here in the early stages of the playoffs. 2 goals here early. Good stuff out of him. 3-1, the Red Raiders have the lead here at the John Carroll University campus. Out here in University Heights, Ohio. Stealing this one away for a second was Andrew Rude. And he'll be getting it back just away from midfield. Looks like we had a whistle blown and possession handed over to the men in purple. Stats seemed pretty even as we went into this second quarter, but for the time being in this second quarter, Shaker Heights with a lot more of these offensive chances, but Jackson has been able to control it well off the face-off. But yeah, the shots have doubled for Shaker Heights while Jackson looks for their first here in the quarter. It was 3-3, now it's 6-3 to the 8-point here in this second quarter. Jackson being forced out wide. And eventually working his way from behind the net, passing it back to the near side. Brocker sends it back 20 yards out from Ryan Lenahan's net. Now in, tries to come one of the attackers that time, couldn't make his way up. It was number 60, Jackson Davis, the sophomore, once again getting boxed out. Jackson trying to look for that opening. Can't find it just yet. Brocker back up. Number 12 works his way around. That's Cole Moorer. Moorer back to the far side of the field. Jackson seems to be running, seems to be shifting a lot here in the early stages of this attack and thrown off the ball. Here by the near side, Miles Shelton. But right now, close to the net on the near side post is one of the Polar Bears attackmen. We'll see if they can finally put something up, but the pass goes awry, just unable to receive it. They saw him, exactly what we were saying. It's how that very first goal was scored for the Polar Bears. Couldn't let it happen again as that pass didn't work its way back up to Brady Freeze. Freeze, the guy with the one goal for Jackson at this point. But Shaker Heights looking to extend their lead from 2. 3-1. Shaker on top. Right now, it lies with Hardy Welsh. That was Andrew Mullins, the guy already with 2 goals to this point. Now this is Hardy Welsh, number 5. Joey Moore back out on the attack. 5 goals in their last game against the big upset 10-8 victory over Hoover. Welsh hangs on, now delivers it back. Moore, Welsh, all the way around. We'll see who works his way in here. Looks like it was Mullins again trying to go on that attack. Now right in front of the goalie, it'll be Dean scooping it up. And eventually he would try to deliver it out, but it looks like this play is blown dead as the referees try to talk things over. 6:13 left to go here in this first half, second quarter of action. Here for Shaker Heights. For their other athletic events here today, didn't exactly go the way they wanted. Baseball team lost 15-5, while the softball team in their first round of the postseason lost 25-0. We were talking in that broadcast actually for baseball against Holy Name, where Shaker lost 17-0. We were talking about who more than likely had the best chance of making it far into the OHSAA tournament. We pointed out these guys right in front of you.
They call a penalty on the Jackson guy?
And eventually we're going to get some sort of call. We're waiting on what it'll be.
Maybe both of them are roughing?
And it looks like one man sitting out for a penalty for Jackson. It looks like Andrew Mullins might be joining him. And Joey Moore now jogging off as well as Shaker goes back on the defense. Ryan Lenahan jogging his way back from the midfield stripe all the way to his net. But it's time for Cooper Dean, the netminder for the Polar Bears. He'll make his way 20 yards out of his net, now 30. All the way up top to the midfield stripe. Now it's ran out. Cole Moore. Moore working his way around number 44, Gus Gray. Again, Gus Gray, one of those defensemen, typically gets subbed out for Joey Moore whenever it shifts from defense to offense, vice versa, when it's the other way around. 3-1 Shaker in the lead. But right now, the Polar Bears on the attack after the 2 penalties. But now right back into the game is Andrew Mullins. This shot goes way far wide off to the right side. And possession give it right back over to the Red Raiders. You can see Lenahan motioning off to the other side of the field. He doesn't want it anywhere near him. And why would you? Yeah, hopefully, for our sake, we're rooting for St. Edward's out there for the sake that if they win, then we're going to be able to call this game on Friday. Right now here, struggling to carry it all the way out. But it looks like we're going to have a timeout called as the Red Raiders took away possession. Shaker Heights in the lead by 2. 3-1 is your score. We step aside for this brief little timeout. Both teams going to go ahead and talk things over. Out of the timeout, Shaker Heights on the attack here with right now Shaker Heights. Oh, turnover. Not sure exactly what happened there, but Red Raiders had to book it all the way back over. And right now the Polar Bears have it as it's sent over to the near side. Right now with number 49. Number 49 being Mitchell Brocker. And all the way back to the top. There with number 12, Cole Moorer. Moorer up. Once again, 4.5 left to go in this first half. 3-1 Shaker Heights in the lead. And what has so far worked for Jackson has been Brady Freeze trying to creep up to the side of the net and get that pass to him. Trying to sneak behind the defense and make that pass work. Right now, Brady Freeze, as you can see, holds it behind your net, but he'll pass it back to the near side for Brocker. And Freeze is doing that exact same thing here, but he'll switch around the net. And number 2 follows suit, Cooper Geisinger. Sometimes they switch, but right now back to Brady Freeze. Behind the net, Freeze gives it off to Brocker. Brocker hangs on to the near side, sends it back all the way to the very tippy top for Cole Moore. And now back for Brocker. Jackson can't find their way in right now with 3.5 left to go in this second quarter. Brady Freeze back up to this near side and all the way to the tippy top. Right now, Shaker Heights able to keep them at bay for the moment. And we'll see, do we go all the way back up to the top? Indeed, Evander Otto getting a lot of balls sent his way, but right now, Otto sends it back up. Brocker holds on. Waiting, sends it over to Moorer. Moorer's shot, it's blocked, it'll hit the side of the net and eventually scooping it back up. Here will be the Red Raiders number 44, Gus Gray. And Gus Gray sends it over in open space where Benedicosta will take it all the way and launch it up to Andrew Mullins, your 2-goal scorer to this point. That pass almost went awry, but right now Shaker Heights trying to get a good attack going on off of that turnover. But right now, once again, they're going to wait for guys like Joey Moore to come back out off the sideline and put his way back into open space if they can. Again, Andrew Mullins already with 2 to this point after just rushing in and making the good shot happen. We'll see if Mullins gets another one of those opportunities. Right now, he holds it on the far side. Indeed, he might try again. But this time he's boxed out by 3 different Polar Bears. So Shaker moves it into the front, but the shot goes awry that time. Number 14, Cole Richard, the midfielder, tried to go for that shot, but he just lost it on his stick. 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. But Shaker Heights with a phenomenal setup there to try and make it happen. Cole Richard just unable to finish it off. And we're still put at a 2-goal differential as another timeout is taken. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. We'll be right back with you here from the Don Shula Stadium. Shaker Heights leads it right now 3-1 against the Massillon Jackson Polar Bears. 152 remaining here in this second quarter. But once again, the Polar Bears remain on the attack out of that timeout, but this one turned right over to the Red Raiders, booking it all the way down between the hash marks here, all the way up. Shaker Heights looking for an opportunity to strike quickly if they can, but this one batted away from Andrew Mullins, and the Polar Bears going to take it right back over. 90 seconds remaining here in the half. And right now, pass almost went awry, but the Polar Bears maintain control for an extra moment, but it looks like it'll be turned over, says the referee to their side. But now it looks like going to be getting that call sent right back over as the Polar Bears maintain that possession. 84 seconds remain in this half. Shaker Heights leads by 2. And again, they will play the winner of Medina and St. Edward. They play each other at 7 o'clock as well. Shaker has already beaten Medina. That's how they won the GCC in the first place. Able to just about beat everybody else. But they were able to add some more wins, like this one against Jackson right here. Lenahan with a great save, rebound opportunity. And scooped up by Lenahan. Put his body right in the middle of that shot. Kept it out. And the clock continues to tick, tick, tick on down. But possession right back over to Jackson. 48 seconds now. And now we get that clock reset over to 55 and a half. And now here we go. Polar Bears with less than a minute to strike back onto the board. Want to cut this deficit back down to 1 if they can. Shaker would love to get it back and try their chance at a last second opportunity themselves. 40 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Here it's with Brady Freeze. Brady Freeze sends it all the way back up top. It'll go awry, and here trying to scoop it up are the Red Raiders. It'll bounce its way up to number 20. Jaden Wilkerson takes it all the way up to the side, looking for the shot. He won't take it yet, but now he'll send it off the ground and up and in. And Jaden Wilkerson with a great goal in transition, and the Red Raiders got exactly what we were talking about. Went for that big goal to try and cap things off here in the half. 4-1. Now Shaker Heights leads. Big goal out of Jaden Wilkerson in transition. Another one of those second-team all-region guys, Jaden Wilkerson. And the Red Raiders are up by 3. Hopefully it'll stick that way before we go to the half. But we're going to find out. In here, in the face-off, 3 Polar Bears to Shakers 2. 10 seconds left to go as this one goes awry. Timeout once more. We step aside, just 10 seconds left to go. We'll be right back with you. Vaughn Ullum on the call here from the Don Shula Stadium press box. The ball right back into play. 8 seconds left to go. Moving speedily all the way to the net. Trying to bat it away. It's one of the Red Raider defensemen now here. Lenahan and Benengasa working all the way out. And the Red Raiders able to keep this a 3-goal game as we go to halftime. 4-1 is your score, and Shaker Heights in another winning position up against the Polar Bears of Jackson High School. And right now, Shaker Heights looking forward to that next round in the postseason. We'll see if they're able to close this one out as we've got a whole other half to go. We'll see how the Red Raiders are able to control this lead and hopefully keep it intact. 4-1. Shaker Heights on top here at the Don Shula Stadium on the John Carroll University campus. Vaughn Ullum on the call. We'll be back with you for the call of the second half. Hello, Shaker Heights Varsity Lacrosse fans. Welcome back into the Don Shula Stadium where your Red Raiders are actually getting right back into the action. We were supposed to have a minute left in halftime, but that's not happening as face-off is going right on. We're set to have a whole little halftime break, try to recap you, but we'll just do that as the face-off goes. And right here, the Polar Bears trying to take it over, but no, Andrew Rude going to take it and send it up to Miles Shelton, who now needs to book it down to the sideline, just barely keeps it in. And Shaker Heights is in control now with number 9, Will Huff, setting it up to Hardy Welsh, who had to jump up, leap up, and grab it to avoid it going out of bounds. And right here, Max Kelly back to Welsh, and the Red Raiders try to calm things down now. But the Red Raiders right now in a 4-1 lead over the Polar Bears of Jackson High School, the all-purple team that you see going up against your Red Raiders in the white and red look for the time being. The Red Raiders right now, your home team hosting here at John Carroll University. That pass from Mullins goes awry and just past Max Kelly. It'll escape out of bounds. Red Raiders will try to keep an attack going if they can, as Joey Moore is going to be the guy to go ahead and grab it. Apparently that just hit off of a Polar Bear. So here's Shaker Heights trying to keep it together, trying to keep this lead intact, if not grow it. But you don't want to let Jackson get back into this game. You're already up 3. And right now, Andrew Mullins with 2 goals to this point. Your last goal for Shaker coming from Jaden Wilkerson. And now right here, ooh, this one batted out of the stick of number 14, Cole Richard, but it's given right back. This shot, save made. And right now, Cooper Dean, so far with not a whole lot of saves. Right now, we're going to get a hold penalty out of Cole Richard. So flag is down, but the Polar Bears continue their attack here with number 37, Foster Stanley. Stanley hanging on, sends it away, and eventually up top. Right now, Shaker from the defensive side have had 3 saves out of Ryan Linehan, using his body, getting in the way of shots, not getting scared or using his stick. No, he's making these saves like any game could be his last. Indeed, it would be. He's the senior, one of the seniors on the Shaker Heights team. He doesn't want to leave the field on a sour note. He's going all the way if he can, and right now here just keeping it in for a second was number 60. Jackson Davis, and eventually we're going to get that penalty ruled here for the Red Raiders. Delivering that flag back was Hardy Welsh to the referee. The Polar Bears still on the attack. They're down 3. Feels like they got to get a goal here in this quarter, if not get 2. But keep in mind that includes keeping the Red Raiders off the board on their own affair. We'll see if they can do just that. Right now, Brady Freeze sitting up top. He's not one of those guys lurking behind the net right now. He's actually stationed in front of Ryan Linehan. Different little strategic change. Right now here, Davis loses this one off the stick of Benincasa, able to get it back. Save made by a collapsed Ryan Linehan and taking it all the way away, bolting is Gus Gray as we get the change on the field, as the Red Raiders are going to try to set up a little differently if they can. Here, pass back over, and the Raiders are in transition as we speak. Right here with number 24, Gavin Sepke delivering it back. Andrew Mullins back to the center of the hash marks. Hardy Welsh back Mullins. 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 4-1, Shaker Heights on top. Mullins, Welsh back to Cole Richard, and now Welsh, attacked with the stick of number 23, Christian Smith, but now Shaker Heights has the opportunity to try to open things up, looking for another goal, try to bring it to a 4-goal differential if they can. They were down 1-0 to begin things off of a goal from Brady Freeze. Somehow sticking with it as Mullins save made that time off the body. But now it's still out in front. Shaker trying to get possession, but no, taking it away is Cooper Dean. And he'll send this up and over the head of number 14, Cole Richard. And Shaker Heights We'll be taking it right back. Here, second save of the game there for Cooper Dean, but Shaker going to maintain possession and try to keep this alive. 8 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Behind the net of Cooper Dean, sent back up by number 9. That's Will Huff back out there. Welch back over to Mullins. Mullins back behind the net. Huff sends it all the way around, but it'll return back over to him. Shaker right now. Under the overcast skies, this pass going to escape and go all the way out of reach and out of bounds. Polar Bears have it. You don't want to let the Bears stay or stick around. You want to try and kill their momentum, any momentum, and just kind of eliminate all chances of them returning in this game if you can. Our last update on the other side of the next round, we're looking at Medina and St. Edward taking on each other. Our last update was a 3-3 score as they were nearing halftime. And now here, Lenahan just scoops this one up as the ball bounces his way. Right now, Shaker Heights up by 3 with 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And right now, it looks like Shaker Heights is really in control. On defense, they've started to really figure out the Polar Bears. Been able to keep them away. Here, Miles Shelton going all the way down the field. He'll send it up to the side of the net, and we'll see what they have happen with Kelly now stationed behind the net. He'll send it out in front. And going for the shot is Cole Richards. Save off the post, actually. I think that one just bounced off the iron. And unfortunate. And Cole Richard unable to find the back of the net there. I think that's the second that hit the post for the Red Raiders. One went in. I believe one goal from Mullins was one that hit off of the post. But now 6.5 to go in this third quarter. And right now here, going for the wraparound is number 9, Will Huff, adding his name to the score sheet as he'll just go all the way from behind the net, work his way in front. He was looking all the way out to the crowd in front of him, of the defenseman and his fellow attackers, but he didn't send it to any of them, didn't send it at all to any of their way, and he just decided to send it on net and extend this lead up to 4. 5-1, Shaker Heights is still in the lead, and right now we go back to the center circle for the face-off. Good looks so far for the offense right now. Scooping it up is Andrew Rude. Rude sending it down, looking for a good goal off the face-off, but his pass went too far gone. Andrew Rude, a freshman on the face-off spot, just struggled so far throughout this game. But this pass for the Polar Bears is also going to go awry, and so Shaker will will get that possession right back. Try to throw up some more goals onto the board if they can. Here's Hardy Welsh. Joining back to the field of play. He'll drop it off to the sophomore Mullins. Mullins sends it right back to Welsh as they swap spots. Now Mullins back behind the net. Here it's Will Huff, the guy who just scored a moment ago off of a wraparound. Now back up top. Welsh, we're going all the way around. Now here Mullins. Tired of waiting, and right now he's juking out 2 guys, trying to send it up top there for Cole Richard, but it's out of his reach, and it'll go all the way down to midfield, and it'll escape out of play. So the Polar Bears now have it. We'll see if they can try to get anything going in transition, though that hasn't exactly worked for them to this point. Right now, struggling to try to knock it away. Here's Welsh, and he does just that. One final swing of the stick and a little bit of a desperation move. He's able to make it happen. This one bounces away from Will Huff, who was trying to receive the pass across the field from Hardy Welsh, and now he's knocked out of bounds, but it looks like we got timeout before any of that last movement happened. So the Red Raiders able to tack on one more here in the first 7 minutes of this third quarter, and they find themselves up. It's 5-1 your score. Vaughn Ullum on the call here from the Don Shula Stadium. We will be right back with you. And we're back with you here from the Don Shula Stadium. The Red Raiders in the lead. It's 5-1 with Shaker Heights on top here in their first game of the OHSAA postseason. 5 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. And Shaker Heights looking for more attack if they can put one together. They won earlier this season 6-5 up against Jackson. But again, Shaker's feeling like a different team than they were earlier in the season. Again, they're defeating Hoover 10-8 for their final regular season game. The number 1 seeded Hoover, that is. Here, Andrew Mullins already with 2 goals, sends it back over to Hardy Welsh. Welsh to Cole Richard. Richard goes for the pass right out in front, and sneaking it through is Will Huff. Goes down low for the shot and sends in his second of back-to-back goals. And the Red Raiders able to extend that lead to 6-1. Will Huff making it happen behind the net. He has been dominant whenever he is stationed right behind the net of Cooper Dean. He has been able to make stuff work. He had one wraparound and then one that was passed right to him that he was just able to send down low past the legs of Cooper Dean. And yeah, your last 2 goals come from that same guy, number 9, the junior Will Huff. And now here a turnover, I suppose, over here to the Polar Bears. And I'm scooping this right back up off of the turnover of number 60. Jackson Davis lost it for an extra second, and Shaker will eventually take it back from the stick of Andy Benincasa. Knee brace around his left leg. He'll dump this one up to Miles Shelton. That's that little piece of black on the uniform. It's not actually a part of the pant leg. Here, going for the low pass, finds Max Kelly, and Kelly pumped once, sends it in the second time, and goal number 7 comes right in for the Red Raiders. The senior making it happen, Max Kelly. Just like Will Huff, a guy that finds himself behind the net a lot of the time out here for the Red Raiders. He's able to put one through once again, and right now Shaker Heights is finding a weakness in Cooper Dean. It's now 7-1 your score. Very different sort of game than what we saw earlier this season at the 6-5 final. Shaker Heights is right now just taking it to him. Here, Hardy Welch tries to scoop this one up along the 30-yard line on the Polar Bears half of midfield. But now the Polar Bears are going to get it right on back. Here it's with number 12. And Moorer sends it back. And right here, struggling to keep with it is number 61, Ian Walton. And now Ian Walton just chucks it up to try and get rid of it. And eventually getting it is one of his attackers out front. Now here between the hash marks, sending it over to the near side, his right side. No one's there. And so Shaker's defense guys, what kind of commentary is that? Defenseman, in the form of Andy Benincasa, he's going to be the guy to go ahead, pick it back up, send it over to his goalie, Ryan Lenahan. Lenahan just going to dump it forward. Finds Gavin Orsepke back up to the near side. Finds Benincasa, now Shaker Heights back on the attack. Andrew Mullins with a couple goals himself. Joins Will Huff in having 2. And here Andrew Mullins trying to juke his way around number 8 of the Polar Bears, number 8 being Nathan Kuntz. Unable to there. And now Max Kelly. Kelly back to the near side. Him and Will Huff have combined for the last 3 goals. And Will Huff might be going for another. But back up here we go. Andrew Mullins looking for his 3rd, and he'll send it right on through. Andrew Mullins with another one. There's your hat trick goal, number 3. And the Red Raiders on top. It's now 8-1, 3 goals. Now coming for Andrew Mullins. Got 2 in that first half. Gets 1 right here in the third quarter. And there you go. Still a whole other quarter to go, and the Red Raiders are now up by 7. Again, this is what we're talking about as to how they were able to defeat a team like Hoover. It's just a very, very different team than how they were at the beginning of the year. Right here, however, the Polar Bears looking to go out on the attack once more. They still don't want their season to be done just yet. Right now, they're not in a winning spot. They've got a big hole to climb out of. We'll see what they can try to put together right here as the Polar Bears get a couple of changes. Back behind the net lies with Brady Freeze, the first goal of the game, but since then, Shaker with it straight. That goal coming in the first few minutes of that first quarter. Here, another goal, however, going to sneak in as a leaping, I believe, number 49, was it? We're going to get confirmation on the goal. It was indeed number 49. That's going to be Mitchell Brocker, your attacker, your senior, putting the lead back down to 6. But yeah, the Red Raiders still very much in the driver's seat to this point. See if they're able to stick in the driver's seat, because a couple more goals, and yes, the Polar Bears would be right back into this one, but Shaker Heights going to try to sneak it away. Right here, Miles Shelton giving it right back over to the Red Raiders, sticking up tall. But it looks like here we're going to have a referee's award possession back over to the men of purple. Shaker Heights again. If they are to win this game, it'll be a game right back here. Here it looks like, however, a penalty might be assessed.
He was bringing the ball back up to where the penalty was.
No, looks like a delay of game
Delay a game because he brought the ball back up to where the
was
penalty
called.
was, as opposed back to where the players were. If that was in fact a penalty. Yeah, it was.
And so it looks like Miles Shelton will have a bit of time thinking this one over. And so 40 seconds remain in this third quarter. 8-2. Shaker Heights in the lead. Now it feels like they might be going a little bit more on the defensive side, as now they're down a man. Here are the Polar Bears looking to take this lead back down. And here Brocker scores the same way as he leaps up, sends it over the shoulder, and the senior strikes again. And the Red Raiders are needing to just stick to where they were. I mean, all momentum. 8 straight goals for them after falling 1-0. But now they're up 8-3 after 2 back-to-back goals. Again, you can't let Jackson crawl back into this game 1 goal at a time. Here, a one-handed receiving of the pass. Here, Miles Shelton goes for goal. And he, right out off of his penalty, he takes one right on back, and the Red Raiders are back up by 6. It's 9-3. Your Red Raiders are on top. 4 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. Sneaky little goal out of Miles Shelton. You're Miles Shelton, typically your defenseman, or I suppose you're maybe he's a midfielder.
Raider goal scored by senior number 2, Miles Shelton.
And so Miles Shelton able to give Shaker Heights their 6-goal lead back here. The shot rings off the iron as time expires. Not sure that would have counted either way, but regardless, the Red Raiders take in to the third quarter break. Before they go to the fourth and final quarter, they have that lead up to 6. It's 9-3. With your Red Raiders here as your host team. They're your favorite, and right now they're showing exactly why. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. We'll be back with you for, again, that fourth and final quarter. And we're right back with you. Out of the third quarter to fourth quarter break, the Red Raiders lead it here at the John Carroll University Don Shula Stadium 9-3. And right now you're bolting it down. The near sideline is number 24, Gavin Orsepke. And hopefully Shaker Heights can throw up a double-digit score total before things cap off. Right now, the Red Raiders leading in a lot of these statistics. Unfortunately, they're leading in penalties 4-2, but they're leading in shots 14-12, and they're leading in saves 5-2. And here, this pass going to be taken in eventually by Mullins. It was broken up for a minute. Here's Joey Moore. Again, 5 goals against Hoover in that last regular season game, but now here in the postseason, yet to find that first one. But here working in is Cole Richard. He'll trip up down to the turf. He'll be sliding. And here Max Kelly works with Richard to try and get it back. He'll send this one back with the stick. Will Huff tries to pick it up. A lot of bodies trying to fight for that one. And eventually, Shaker Heights will take it back in the form of Andrew Mullins, who backs up. And now the Red Raiders are back in attack mode right now. Here with Huff. Huff falls on his back, and he snuck it in. Collapsing down to the turf, he'll make that last-second effort as he swings it down and through. And Will Huff with a hat trick now. Third goal of the game for Will Huff. And the Red Raiders extend that lead back up to 7. 10-3 your score.
Goal scored by junior. Number 9 is third of the game, Will Huff.
Will Huff with a big-time hat trick goal. He now joins Andrew Mullins. They both now have hat tricks. And now here Andrew Rude with the shot. It'll go up and wide. So now the Red Raider men on attack seem to be making their way back out. The Red Raiders up by 7, 9:50 to go in this last quarter of play here at the John Carroll University Don Shula Stadium. We'll be seeing you back here either on Thursday or Friday, whoever wins against St. Ed's and Medina. That would determine if we're back, me being myself, to call this game. If it's on Friday, we will be back to call it. If it is on Thursday, we will be out with the baseball team covering that North Olmsted game. Right now, lies with Andrew Mullins. Mullins trying the shot, but able to keep it away for the time being. Here is Cooper Dean. He'll scoop it up with the stick. Max Kelly leaping up to try and snatch it out of his send down. Dean's third save of the game. He seems to really be struggling. 10 goals let in, 3 saves. Not a great ratio is here. This one launched up into the air. Oh, that was not the play he was going for. Must have hit another stick. At least that's hopefully going to be his excuse. As the Red Raiders now change sides of the field right here. It lies with Max Kelly. He's got one as well. Here in this game, struggling to get past the stick that time of number 23, St. Crawford. And Shaker Heights awaits their opportunity to keep it moving up, as right now Andrew Mullins, ball on his stick, or I suppose in his stick, I guess is the right terminology. But here he'll trip down to the turf. Oh, he'll stick with it, but he'll fall down again. And he'll just lose this within the 5-hole, but scooping it back up is Will Huff. Huff will take it in, send it behind the net. Here Kelly looking for an opportunity to find goal, and here he'll juke one guy out. Save made as the Polar Bears trying to take it back. Can Shaker create the turnover? Yes. Indeed they can, as Joey Moore takes it 20 yards out from the net and sends it back in. Here it's the shot from number 6. That time, Dylan Orsepke, the freshman, now out. Dylan Orsepke now jogging his way back off. That was his first minutes in the lacrosse postseason. Only a freshman is Dylan Orsepke, but now it looks like we're going to have a penalty assessed to the Polar Bears. I believe it's on number 12, which would make it Cole Moorer, a senior. And that changes. That's Jackson's third penalty of this game. Shaker with 4 to this point. And right now we sit and wait for play to resume. Shaker Heights, phenomenal game from the scoring standpoint. I mean, they have been able to score in what seems like every way possible. They've been able to work some from out wide. They've been able to shoot some from out far. But regardless, they have been able to sneak many past Cooper Dean, and the Red Raiders await their opportunity to strike again. Here it's Joey Moore. Joey Moore sends it to the side for Welsh. Welsh back over to Moore. Moore up top. Huff to Mullins. They've both got 3. Both have a hat trick today. Here Huff up top. And now here to the side. Kelly once again. Kelly. And now to the side. Joey Moore from way out wide. He'll go for a goal. And Shaker extends that lead up to 8. Joey Moore, goal number 1. He had 5 against Hoover. The number 1 seed, Hoover, was not able to stop this guy, Joey Moore, and he'll throw up another in the very first OHSAA postseason game on the 2025 season. Shaker Heights now leads by 8. How about it? Good look out of him. That was just a nifty little shot. I mean, didn't work his way in, didn't do anything too fancy, just took the shot, made it work. Hard shot out of Joey Moore. Not the largest guy, but a large shot. And here Miles Shelton, Ryan Lenahan, and now Andy Benincasa back on their own side of the field. But now Benincasa jogs this one up past midfield. Now we'll send it back over to his attackers and leave it to them to continue this one moving forward. 6.5 left to go in this 4th and final quarter of this round 1 game. Medina and St. Ed's still in their affair. Back at, I believe, the St. Edward's home base. Right here, Cole Richard drops it off. Now back behind the net, losing it is Welsh. Welsh going to keep the Polar Bears defense off of it, and Welsh will scoop it back. You'll wait an extra second, deliver it to the far sideline. Finding it, Cole Richard. Richard waits. Richard takes it into the center, off the far side hash marks. Holds back once again as he's up against number 8, Nathan Kuntz. Now back behind the net. Andrew Mullins with 3 already. Will he go for 4? Well, indeed, he'll take it further in, but still rather out wide, so he'll send it back. Here, tripping up on that shot attempt, or I suppose the pump from Cole Richard. And he'll just send this one back up an extra second. He'll lean over. Not sure if he's in pain or just a little bit winded, as here Cole Richard struggling to stick with it here. And now here along the 20-yard line of the football field, he's still going for it. And now he'll take it in, go for the shot, but it goes out wide. Man, that would have been something special if Cole Richard was able to send that one into the net. Here we get a flag thrown.
I think number 8 did something to cause him to get his helmet knocked off.
And I believe here it's from number 8, Nathan Kuntz, doing a little extra something to get that helmet to fly off. Right now, the Red Raiders up by 8 with 5 minutes left to go. Jackson, for the time being, is not looking good for him, as now they've got another guy sitting in the box, and that's Nathan Kuntz. Will Huff already with a hat trick to this point. Send it near side, Joey Moore with that last goal for the Red Raiders. We'll see if he goes for another shot. That's exactly where he scored it last time. Pretty far away shot, but he made it work. Kelly back over. Mullins and his other co-hat trick partner. Will Huff up. Back to Kelly to the front. And unfortunately, Hardy Welsh unable to receive that one as it goes awry. 4:22 remaining. Jackson, hopefully for them, going to try to put one more through. Medina up 4-3 at the half. If Medina is able to win that game, we won't be able to cover that one on Thursday. Unless that game got really out of hand. Just under 4 minutes left. Here the shot goes off the leg. Here one of the Red Raider men. That time it was number 44 of Shaker Heights, and that's Gus Gray. But now here Shaker Heights in transition save made. That time by number 5. They actually have a new goaltender in there after Cooper Dean struggled a lot, and that is number 5, Henry Shelf, a junior. Three and a half remaining. Here in this one, Shaker Heights has been dominant. And here, Will Huff able to just make it look easy. Faked one up high, went down low. And Shaker Heights now has him up by 4 times thereabout. It's 12-3. Unbelievable look. Oh, good Lord, he is. So actually both squads with the goalie changes, as Lowell Rich is also in for the Raiders. Right now the big difference between the two is their shot count. Shaker Heights 20 shots while Jackson only with 13. So yeah, Lowell Rich, your netminder in for the men of white and red. Miles Shelton going in on the attack. He'll send it in. Maybe he'll go for another. He's got a goal already to this point. And again, Medina up at the half 4-3. If it remains put at that lead for Medina, and they ended up winning this one. Probably won't be seeing you. If that changes, we'll keep you updated, but be covering the baseball game out in North Olmsted, as I've said before. Right here, Will Huff trying a goal of his own. That's kind of the goal that Brocker continued to find. That's the number 49 for the Polar Bears. He continued to have that jump and try to huck it over the shoulder, but unable to work that time for Huff, looking for his fourth. Right now, here's Cole Richard. Richard hangs on for the moment. Takes it out wide on the far sideline, waiting for some lane to open up. Eventually, he'll take it to the left of the defenseman, and now he'll trip up. Send it around, just trying to find somebody. It'll be cut loose. Hardy Welsh trying to grab it as well. But now here it'll go to number 23 of the Polar Bears, St. Crawford, taking it away and trying to move it all the way down. He's pushed by a couple of Red Raiders, but he'll take it all the way down. And here Crawford working his way up and around. This one stolen away. Good defense by the Red Raiders. And now moving it up that sideline as well and sent still in play. It'll be interesting to see who this is awarded to. I think it'll be the Polar Bears. Indeed, they will continue their sort of attack with 1:20 to go. Shakers up by 9. Maybe they can go for that double-digit differential before things end here. Here, however, this goal goes wide, or excuse me, this try for goal goes wide. Again, Lowell Rich, your new goalie in for Shaker. And now here the men in purple. Here Moorer. Moorer up to the far side. And now this one goes off the stick, maybe off the post. Regardless, it's not in the net, and so Shaker Heights is still up by 9. Under a minute left now. We'll see what the Polar Bears are going to try to do. This one all the way up top here. Geisinger tried to find something, but he pumped on the shot, didn't actually pull the trigger. This one up, back up high. Moorer evades a check that time, but he'll go for the shot, and it goes wide to the right once again. 35 seconds remaining here at the Don Shula Stadium. Shaker up 12-3. But the Polar Bears back with it. Back to the far side. Right now, the Shaker defense not exactly pressuring. Hanging back, playing it low key. Now 20 seconds remain for the Polar Bears to try and cut this deficit down to 8 if they could. But I'll say 10 seconds remain as we go behind the net of now Lowell Richard goalie. 5 seconds remain. What will they do? Good defense out of Miles Shelton following suit as well. Here is number 44 of the Red Raiders, Gus Gray, and the Red Raiders are going to keep them off the scoreboard for the final moments. So the Red Raiders out here with a phenomenal performance. And we are once again here at the Don Shula Stadium. The Red Raiders win this one by 9, 12-3 being your final. Hat tricks coming from Will Huff and also Andrew Mullins, a junior and a sophomore. Not the seniors, however, coming in clutch as well. Guys like Joey Moore, Miles Shelton, Jaden Wilkerson, they all had goals of their own as well. And so Shaker Heights, if they want to keep this going, they can't continue to let happen what we saw in the very, very early stages of this game. Of course, it was Jackson who got the very, very first goal of the game, and Shaker Heights was kept off the scoreboard because, well, the Polar Bears were forcing them out of the attacking zone. They weren't allowing them to work their way in and take those better shots from inside, and as a result, the Red Raiders weren't able to find the scoreboard. But when they were able to push their way in, and eventually it was Andrew Mullins who ended up forcing his way in. That's when we saw the Red Raiders win this game and pull away through to the very end. And the Red Raiders, again, winning it by 9 here today at the Don Shula Stadium. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. We will keep you updated with posts, and we'll update you as to if we'll be covering Friday. If not, we're not covering a game on Thursday due to the fact that we will be out in North Olmsted with the baseball team. Regardless, be sure to tune in. And thank you very much for joining in only my second lacrosse game ever called here for the Shaker Heights Athletics. Thanks for joining. Vaughn Ullum, back with you.